Hi, Dr. Kara here. I have a really important thing I want to talk to you about because this is something everything depends on. So, loneliness, having social connection, we all sort of have this idea, it's this thing we think about, we hear about it in the news here and there. But if there's one thing you can do every single day for your health to prevent early death, aging with your brain working really well, it's actually having this social connection. So there's a lot of research coming out, having this idea of loneliness, which is absolutely prevalent in our culture. It's actually an epidemic. You increase your chance of dementia by 50%, and Parkinson's, all kinds of more research is coming out all the time. But I think that it's so simple to fix. This is the thing. I heard a doctor speak years and years ago, and I love this woman. I do continuing ed with her a lot. She's amazing. She's an herbalist. She is an MD. She does all kinds of research. She's really cool. And she talked about how when she interviewed her patients, she would ask in the interview, do you have four people that I could call right now for you? And I started incorporating that into my practice. So I want to tell you about what I found. So I'll just fit it in where it feels natural. I'm just asking them about, do you have shortness of breath? Do you have skin rashes? The basic review of systems that all your doctors ask you about when you go. And then I'll ask that question. And sometimes people look completely stunned. Like, do I have four people? It's almost like they have no idea that they have social isolation. Like, you just don't know until someone brings it up for you. So, if you're sitting here listening and you think, do you have four people that someone could call right then who would stop what they're doing? They're teaching a lecture, they're going to stop what they're doing and come to help you. Somebody's at work, they're going to stop what they do and they're going to come to help you. They're going to get the phone and be like, okay, I'm coming right now. I'm leaving wherever I am. They're picking up their children at school. They call someone else to do it because they're going to come to help you. And four people, and I'll tell you, it's been really sad over these years to see how some people are completely stumped by that question. Some people say, well, I mean, my friend or my daughter lives in California. I'm in Connecticut, so it's across something like that, where they're like, well, so they're not really local to me. So there is something about, we have Zoom, we can connect with each other online. Right now you're listening to this, you're in a connection with something, right? You're not just reading a book by yourself, but there is something different about having people in person. So I think that it's worth looking at your life, and even if you said right away, of course I have four people who would come if they needed, if someone called them to come to help me. What about today, tomorrow, the next day? Are you spending time with those people? Are you really interacting with them and being creative and having fun? Or are we in our busy lives? So today is the day you have, right? We don't know how much time we have. So it's very interesting to see that we often fall into these patterns where we don't have something fun with a friend worked into our week schedule because maybe we have deadlines at work. Things just come up in our lives. I totally get that. But it's really important to look at your calendar and think, hey, maybe I could do a walk with a friend on this day, and you get it in the calendar. Or maybe I could do an exercise class with my friend. There is really good research on that if you do exercise with other people, it actually is even better for you. So that's a really great way to kind of incorporate this thing about battling loneliness, because you might not identify like, I am lonely, but if you look at the research on the blue zones and longevity and anti-aging, all of these people have incredible social connections. So they're making dinner with their families and friends. If they're sick and staying at home, someone is always going by their home at the end of the day or throughout the day to just check on them. They're not left alone in their house. So it's really important to develop those strategies on, where do I get to spend time with people? Another great way to spend time with people is some volunteer work. So again, it's, you're committed to something, you're going to show up. It's volunteer work, but that connection there really feeds you. It's really, really good for us. So it's something, that we don't often think about in our to-do list on health. I'm doing the diet, I'm doing the movement and exercise, I'm getting my sleep, all that checklist. But the social connection and the piece of, am I truly connected with people, is a really big one, and it's something you can do right away. It feels really good to do that. So if you're wondering how, okay, maybe I'll take some action on this. We had developed a few strategies around this. So we called them love letters for the holidays. But really what it is doing a text, if text works for you, messaging someone on Facebook or whatever, however you would connect with someone. And you just give them a little text and you say, hey, I thought about you the other day, or I thought about you reading this article, or I thought about you when I was watching TV, or whatever it is. I saw a cardinal and that reminded me of you, whatever it is. You say, hey, I thought of you, haven't connected in a while. You want to meet out for a tea. You want to meet for a walk sometime. That's one way to do it. You could also write and say, I was thinking about this time in my life where you were so helpful, and I just wanted to say thank you. I hope you and your family are well over the holidays. It can be something as simple as that, but it's just the act of writing it. It could be like, hello, with a ton of O's, thinking of you today. Give me a call. Something as simple as that. So taking action like that would be really great for everybody's health. Hope that is a good thing to implement in your day. We'll be back in another few days talking about some hormone stuff. Bye-bye.